What's good, boxing world? Today we're gonna be covering the Canelo Crawford, post fight recap, and the fight went as expected. Well, as I expected. A lot of people, counted Bud out because of the size and Canelo's punching power. But like I said, Canelo slowed down as the fight went on. uh, Crawford's feet and IQ made the difference. He made a lot of good adjustments. I really was impressed on his inside work. I knew that at some point in time he was going to have to fight on the inside, but I didn't expect for him to do as well as he did on the inside when it came to his defense, his ability to trap Canelo's hands in order to get his own combinations off. I was really impressed on his ability to take a punch, his durability at 168. I know a lot of people questioned his chin off of being wobbled years ago at 135. Um, but there's a lot of lessons that, a lot of people and myself can take from this fight. You can't always rely on triangle theories. A lot of people think, oh, since Bud had problems with this guy, Canelo's gonna be able to do this, or Bud wasn't able to knock out this guy, so how is he gonna be able to do this with Canelo? It's just, you really have to realize that styles make fights. His fight at 154 was a lot more competitive than the fight that he just had with Canelo. But at the same time, I would say that Canelo um, is a better fighter than the guy that he fought at 154. But just those styles, some align better with certain boxers and some don't. Um, Canelo, once again, like we've seen his whole career, later in fights, his power diminishes as the fight goes on. He was getting very frustrated because he wasn't able to do the things that he wanted to do. Crawford looked like he was doing whatever he wanted to do in there. Um, there was times where he could have just coasted, and but he didn't. He sat there and traded with Canelo when he really didn't have to, especially in that 12th round when he really rocked him. I was really disappointed in the judging. Um, One of the judges had it 116, 112. That's fair, but the 115, 113 is crazy. Basically, in what they're saying is, if Bud was, let's say Bud was to lose the 12th round, they was calling that a draw. That is wild. They need to do more of a thorough investigation and need to do their due diligence when it comes to finding not referees, judges that are fair and have a good eye, because this is about the third time Canelo, all three of his losses, the Floyd fight, the Bivol fight, and this fight, where he clearly lost, there's a judge or two that choose to judge in his favor just because of who he is, and that's not right. Um, I'm all for the betterment in the progression of boxing, and this judging that Canelo is getting is out of pocket. You know, um, Another thing that you can take away from this fight is, I would like for more people to be a fan of boxing more than being a fan of a fighter. I feel like a lot of people was just counting Bud out just off of the fact that they liked Canelo. I like both fighters, and in most fights, I fell victim to it before. But in most fights, I try to look at a fight from a neutral ground when it comes to giving my prediction or giving my input on who is going to win. And I feel like more people need to come with that mindset when it comes to predicting a fight or who they believe is going to win. Actually have a reason why. Like with Bud, I just felt that his countering ability, his the way that he charges up during a fight versus Canelo seems to diminish as the fight goes on, is the reason why I had the prediction that I had. But moving forward, I would say that it would probably be in Bud's best interest to go down to 160 and maybe have a fight or two, get a belt, collect a couple checks, and hang it up. He had a great career. Definitely the GOAT of this era. I would say him and Floyd Mayweather in these last two eras are, 1A and 1B. You can call it how you want to. I wouldn't say it's definitive either way, but yeah, I don't think that it's really a need for Crawford to fight much longer. Canelo, on the other hand, is gonna get real tricky. Like, I don't really know which direction he should go. I mean, retire or a Jake Paul exhibition or something like that. But excuse me, I feel like a rematch with Crawford may not be in his best interest. I feel like a rematch with Crawford, it may get ugly. Usually, when a boxer and a puncher fights, and the boxer wins the first fight, the chances of the puncher knocking him out in the second fight is very unlikely. I feel like Bud would just touch him up even more, and it would leave a bad stain in on Canelo in his farewell tour. So I feel like maybe have another fight at 168 or 175, or fight Jake Paul, and you know chill out and enjoy the rest of your life and family and all the money you accumulated out in Mexico. And you still, even with this loss, Canelo, I will still say he's definitely one of the best Mexican fighters of all time. He's in my I w- I don't know where I would rank him in all time with just fighters in general, but definitely he represented Mexico well, did well for himself and the people around him. So that was my recap for the fight. Salute to Bud Crawford. He did what he was supposed to do. He did what I expected him to do, and he did some more. And I'm very proud of him, and I'm very happy how he represented our community in and outside of the ring. Canelo, still one of my favorite fighters. I salute him, and wish them both the best. So thank you for tuning in to my video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.